Hello everybody, how's it going? It's Ryan, and we are back with another Team Fortress 2 in detail. This is the second of 4 that I will be releasing over the course of this weekend. This is part of the... This is for all the weapons that came out with the update for... If you buy the game Sleeping Dogs, there are 4 weapons you can get, and yeah, so I will be going into in detail, you know, name of the series. Yeah, I'll be going into detail with the stats and what weapons work well with each weapon, and you know what loadouts are good and all of that good stuff. So let's get started. In this, I've already done the new sapper for the spy. I will have a link to that in the description of this video, so it would be good if you could go check that out and watch that video. But in this episode, we will be looking at the flying guillotine. Now, the flying guillotine is a level, well, you know, you can get different levels, but you throw it at your enemies to make them bleed. So when you hit someone with it, they start to bleed. Long distance hits cause mini crits, 100% critical hit versus stunned players, but no random critical hits. Now as for damage, I think it's around, at close range I usually get like 45 damage or something, around 45ish. I think right there I got 53. But yeah, it's around 45ish, usually at around close to mid-range. It's a pretty decent amount if you, because your opponent also starts to bleed. And as for the recharge time, once you throw it, you cannot pick it back up again, so you have to wait for it to recharge, but it recharges fairly quickly. If you look throughout the video on the bottom right hand corner, that's the recharge meter, and it recharges pretty much within a few seconds, so you know it's pretty decent in that regard. Now one other thing to note is that it's like the Sandman's baseball. When you throw it, it arcs and it doesn't always get to the target instantly, so you need to plan where you're going to throw it, and you know where it's going to land and where your enemy is going to be and all of that stuff. So it's pretty much a throwing knife for TF2. So yeah, now we can, oh yeah, and if you want to craft yourself one of these, you will be sacrificing 3 mad milk and 1 reclaimed metal, and this goes into your secondary slot for the scout, well, only the scout secondary slot, and it replaces the pistol or anything that goes in that slot, so it's kind of good how it doesn't replace your melee slot. Now some good weapons and stuff to use with this thing is any scattergun, really. Any scattergun kind of does its thing, you know, doesn't really affect this too much, but the Sandman works absolutely great with this thing, because if you read it, it was pretty much made for the Sandman. 100% critical hit versus stunned players. That is just so amazing. You'll see throughout the course of this video, I recorded 2 games of King of the Hill Nucleus. You'll see throughout the course of this game, I try and pretty much only use the Sandman and the flying guillotine. So I would try and stun people with my Sandman first, then while they're stunned I would throw the flying guillotine at them for that critical hit, doing a lot of damage and pretty much insta-killing most people, except for, I think soon coming up, I think I recorded it, I'm not sure, there was a heavy. I stunned him, threw the guillotine at him, but he didn't die, and then he ended up killing me because he had another heavy standing next to him. But you know, it can kill pretty much any class as far as I know, except for a heavy. That's just from what I've seen. My aim isn't that great with it, but oh well. So yeah, the Sandman is the best option to use with this secondary weapon. But just keep in mind that with like losing out on your secondary weapon, you will be losing out on your pistol, so, or things like the critical or the bonk. So it's quite a big sacrifice to leave out those sorts of things. So let's look at some game modes to kind of use this on. I found that King of the Hill and control point maps are quite good for using the secondary along with the Sandman. Payload maps, Payload Race, Dust Bowl, even though it's a control point, it's like 5 control point maps are better. Payload maps, Payload Race aren't exactly the greatest for using the setup, so I would pretty much only recommend using the setup on King of the Hill or 5 CP maps. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Flying Guillotine for the Scout from the Triad pack. You can, I think, if you buy the game Sleeping Dogs, which is $45 on Steam, then you'll get a genuine version of this weapon, and as far as I know, there are not any crates out at the moment that will give you a strange version of this weapon. So yeah, I hope that that information helps you guys in deciding whether or not to craft this. Would I use this? Yes, I'm going to use this a lot for the Scout. I think it's really fun to use, and it's just fun to use. I would definitely recommend getting it. I crafted mine. I think it was this that I crafted. Yeah, it was this that I crafted, and I crafted the sapper as well, and then I traded for the minigun and the melee weapon for the pyro, and I will be doing videos on all of those just for you guys, so be sure to subscribe to find out about all of those. So now let's quickly talk a bit about the gameplay before it ends. Now we're playing Scout on King of the Hill Nucleus using the default scattergun, the Flying Guillotine of course, and the Sandman. Absolutely great combo, it works extremely well. I get some really nice crits. Some of them aren't even crits, but I still kill people with the guillotine. They are really nice. I was quite happy when I got them. But it's one of these days I'm just gonna play on like Harvest as soon as I spawn, throw this thing across the map, and get that lucky shot, and then just be all happy and get all excited over nothing. So yeah, it's a really great weapon. I'm having a lot of fun with it. My aim's still horrible with it, but it's still my first day of using it. But my aim with the Sandman is also horrible. So then again, I don't play Scout at all, so I'm not doing too bad, am I? Nah, I don't think I'm doing too bad. But yeah, I think this video is about to wrap up here. I don't think I get any more kills for the rest of this video. Oh yeah, I got that guy. But other than that, yeah, I go here, then there's a demo man, he charges at me. Oh, there's the heavy, watch, I get the crit, 150, but nah, not enough to kill him. The demo man charges me and kills me, and then that's the end of the round before I respawn, I think. Or I respawn one more time, then die, and then it's the end of the round. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time.